I'm thrilled to introduce Bartosz Szpiech from X Plus Executive Automats, where we're going to do a cool fireside chat on some of the really interesting things going on with their organization. Bartosz? Welcome, sir. Come on in, take a seat, please.
They finally found the Texas Science Convention Center.
Yes. So gang, one of the things that that I was inspired by, and one of the reasons why I was excited to get a little time with Bartosz here, is how X Plus and Executive Automats kind of came to be. I think it was around 2012 or so, Bartosz, that Executive Automats was launched.
That's correct. It's been a big journey, 12 years. We've been traveling back and forth, all continents, 200 customers across the globe, 70 partners. It was actually a very personal journey. I've been in the company since the beginnings of the product department, and I can tell you that you can build great products only with such a great community and exposure to such a variety of different manufacturing industries and so forth. Without that, you can't have a great product. And especially in 2012, AX 2012 and AX 2009, the testing was something, we know that there is something testing, but people were testing, the business was testing. Now in finance and operations, testing is necessity. You cannot afford not to test because the pace is superb. So you have to plan something, and I can't wait to see the future, how it's going to be just easier for the users.
Yeah, and it kind of maps to a little bit of what Crystal and Nikki were talking about with Stacy over at Axia on the testing side, some of what Kenny was just talking about as well, right? With some of the lessons learned there on the F&O deployment that they were executing upon. So there's some pretty unique elements to this kind of codeless cross-platform environment that you folks have created, and maybe just expand on that a second more.
Sure. So one of the big focuses of ours is to make sure that you don't need code, you don't need technical people to do the testing. So we are inviting business users to write the test cases and automatically do that. We have customers which are executing 52,000 test cases per month, which is practically impossible to get with business users or even technical people. We could have like 20 people, full-time employees, to do the just testing.
Yeah, wow. And so it's a pretty impressive history on this organization. And gang, I think if you haven't spent any time with the gang at X Plus and Executive Automats, it's probably time to tune in here a little bit, right? And get a little bit more context. But the company has recently expanded to become more of a platform for customers based on the relationship with Microsoft and that sort of thing. Wait, am I getting some feedback here? Are you hearing something?
Somebody from Seattle, I think.
Somebody from Seattle trying to tune in here, gang?
Hello, everyone. I hope that you're having a great community summit. I guess I'm making a habit of summit video messages. Scheduling made it impossible to be there in person. Hopefully next year I can join in 3D. It's great to see Bartosz and X Plus on stage. We recently announced the acquisition of IP from X Plus to enhance the security management and license management within Dynamics 365 ERP. We've heard consistently from our customers and partners that we needed to both simplify and enrich the ability to manage user permissions and user licenses to meet growing compliance requirements. I'm looking forward to those features landing in the coming months. We were able to deliver a lot more and deliver a lot faster by incorporating the X Plus IP. It was great to know that we were starting from capabilities proven in production in an extremely complex customer implementation. We love to be able to respond to what we hear from our customers and partners. Keep the feedback coming and have a great summit.
Does everybody know who that gentleman was who was just on stage? Mike Ehrenberg, right? He's CTO and quite a big shot there around the Microsoft campus, right, Bartosz?
That's true, that's true. It's a great journey with Microsoft. We've been working with Microsoft on a few independent ideas, doing performance testing for the biggest implementation of finance and operations in Southern Hemisphere.
Wow.
Running 4,500 users, and they wanted to prepare for kind of a doomsday scenario to be ready for the load. And I think that's a great thing that we hear from Microsoft, where to go. Mike and the team is working with us very closely, so we have first-hand uses and first-hand needs, so we are able to deliver such excellence.
It's fantastic. And Bartosz, maybe put a little bit more context around Mike's statements there about actually the code being built into the platform and some of that type of thing. What does this mean for customers? What does it mean for partners?
Sure. As I was mentioning, the exposure to the customer is giving us great understanding where the problems are right now. And the testing was worth one thing that we focused a lot. And then we, actually one of our passion, I think your passion as well in the past from security in compliance in Dynamics, that is something which for years is messy. And you can't get perfect streamlined security, which will later lead to compliance. So that was one of the focuses that we had internally in the organization, and we built the product for compliance, for security creation, for optimizing the licensing, because nobody actually knows how much you have to pay for licenses. Yeah. So we created the product. We went very broad. We've been working with companies from fashion industries, from manufacturing, the one from Southern Hemisphere. We are not able to share the logos because they are enterprise and they are caring a lot on their IP.
Should I try to get the logos out of them while we're up here, gang? I'm just kidding. I can't do that. I'm just kidding.
So doing projects with them, they were hyper complex. As Mike was mentioning, you had the level of complexity of 30, 50 entities working back and forth, and you had to get SOX compliance. The SOX compliance status is something which is necessity, again, for regulated industries. Those big projects, they actually meant for Microsoft a lot because they've been able to get the biggest brands running on finance and operations.
Right.
And we had very intense 6 months lately to get ideas, to get some collaboration, and we've got it finally for last 2 weeks. It is official now. Every instance of finance and operations, in practice next year, we'll get our product incorporated, and that's the whole acquisition. And this will mean that this whole problem, this messy security roles, not exactly equal reporting for compliance, all will be in standard, and everybody will be able to have finally the security in a perfect shape.
This is, and for everybody, I think you can probably kind of see a little bit of the context about why I was excited to ask Bartosz to come be a part of this program with us today. These are pretty big announcements from both Microsoft and X Plus executive automats to now have this level of security, regulatory compliance, and governance really built into the F&O platform, enabling a lot more I don't know, I would call it speed to market, speed to implementation, speed to use.
That's correct. This is going to be a game changer for the market, and in practice, we're going to see a bigger brands coming and getting implementation of finance and operations. Because the obvious other competitors for F&O, they've got that in place, so you could do SOX compliance organization implementation out of the box. Now it will be easier, but also on the top of that, there will be much more. And I think it is also good to mention that the other products that we've got, and so far in the latest months, we've become a platform that does test automation, that does SOX compliance, but also we do artificial intelligence and discovery, which means a lot because you are able to listen to your environment to get data, and data is gold in latest stages. So you are able to listen to your environment for a while, for a month or more months, up to the year, and you can get extracted automatic test cases, you can get extracted security audit trails, and behavioral packages of the data will be a massive value for later AI usage. This is, I think, the future to get, as you have in Google Maps, they are taking for free data from you, and you are able to get algorithms, how users are doing A and B process, and we believe that this is going to be the future for optimization and helping the business work efficiently.
Optimization, businesses working efficiently, and also speed to globalization in many aspects for organizations, right? Because kind of like Kenny was saying with his organization, hey, we're looking to globalize here within the context of the business. This actually enables an on-ramp to that process happening significantly faster.
Yeah, I fully agree. Like Heiko, like Paragon Films, the complexity. You have to be equipped with the best tools on the market. You have to be equipped with support from partners to have a final result, which is profitable company. And then finally we can get rest and do something else, not work all day.
But rest? What are you saying? Hey, Bartosz also mentioned this thing called artificial intelligence. Has anybody heard of this thing around here yet? seems like we've got a fair bit of buzz around AI and that type of thing, and that's what we're going to be talking about next. Bartosz, I want to thank you so much for being a part of the program with us, and congratulations on the incredible success.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.